Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the big ideas from the best-selling book, How Full Is Your Bucket? And we're going to break down a really simple metaphor that honestly could completely change how you see your interactions with, well, with everyone.
So, to really get why this stuff matters, let's start with something pretty intense that the book talks about. It's a real world example that shows the life or death cost of negativity, and it really puts into perspective what's at stake every single day.
I mean, just look at these symptoms. It's chilling. People get so overwhelmed with hopelessness that they become like a walking corpse. It's a state where despair literally drains the life right out of them. And here's the crazy part, often with no clear medical reason. And that leads to a really critical point. And that quote really gets to the heart of it. Negativity isn't just, a bad mood. It's not something to just brush off. In its most extreme form, it is a truly destructive force. It's like a poison that hurts us and everyone we interact with. So, this idea of negativity draining our life force, well, it brings us perfectly to the book's central concept. It's a super simple but incredibly powerful metaphor for understanding our own emotional state and the effect we have on others. So, how do the authors explain this? They frame the whole thing with a simple question. They suggest that every single one of us, yep, you too, is carrying around an invisible object right this very second. And there it is, an invisible bucket and a dipper. It sounds simple, right? But here's the thing. Every person you meet has one. You have one. Your bucket represents how you're feeling emotionally. And that dipper? Well, that's the tool you use to interact with everyone else. Okay, let's be crystal clear on what this means. Your bucket is basically your emotional gas tank. When that bucket is full, you feel awesome. You're optimistic. You're on top of your game. But when it's empty, oh, you feel drained, negative, and every little thing just feels like a huge struggle. So if we're all walking around with these invisible buckets, the next big question is, how do we keep them full? Not just our own, but how do we help fill the buckets of others? Well, believe it or not, the research actually points to a very specific formula. And here it is, 5-to-1. This is the magic ratio. Researchers found that for our relationships to be positive and healthy, it takes 5 positive interactions to outweigh just 1 negative interaction. 5-to-1. Just think about that for a second. Every time you give someone genuine praise, you're adding a drop to their bucket. Every time you criticize, you're taking a scoop out with your dipper. But the impact is not equal. That one scoop of criticism takes 5 drops of praise just to break even. That's a powerful imbalance. This really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? Just consider your day so far. At work, at home, what was your first instinct when you saw something someone did? Was it to find what was good about it, or to immediately spot the flaw? For a lot of us, we're almost trained to find the mistake first. All right, so we get the concept, we know the ratio, now what do we actually do about it? Well, the book lays out a really practical 2-step solution to become what it calls a bucket filler. The strategy is super simple, but the order is absolutely crucial. First, you have to stop doing harm. Stop dipping from people's buckets. Only then can you really start doing good and filling them up. It's like you can't fill a bucket that you're poking holes in at the same time, right? You gotta plug the leaks first. So this first step is all about self-awareness. It's about catching yourself in that split second before you make a sarcastic comment or point out something wrong just for the sake of it. And you know what? It's also about self-preservation. If someone is constantly dipping from your bucket, you've got to protect your own positive energy, maybe by creating a little distance. All right, now for the fun part, filling buckets. And look, these aren't some grand, complicated gestures. They are small, simple, powerful things. A genuine smile, remembering and using someone's name, giving specific praise, like, wow, the way you handled that difficult client was amazing. That's what fills buckets. Now, the book also highlights one strategy that is like a superpower for filling buckets. It taps into something we all love, the simple, pure joy of the unexpected. And this is so true. It's never about the price tag. A surprise cup of coffee can mean way more than an expensive planned gift. Why? Because the real value is in the thought, in the spontaneity. And don't forget those intangible gifts, sharing your trust with someone, or taking the time to share your knowledge. Sometimes those are the biggest bucket fillers of all.
So let's end with the one question that this entire explainer really boils down to. If you can carry this one thought with you every day, it can transform everything. In this moment, with this person, are you a dipper or are you a filler? The choice is always yours.